sweets, I'm Lady Nadra. Welcome to my channel for those of you who are stopping by for the first time, and welcome back to those of you who have been rocking with me for a while. Y'all know I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you coming back each week. My schedule has been kind of off a little bit, but I'm still trying to get the videos out, you know, whether it be a vlog or just me sitting down talking to you like today. For those of you who are, you know, brand new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I call my community Sweet Sweets because my godmom called everybody Sweet Sweet, and everybody felt so special to her, and so you guys are special to me. So I call you my Sweet Sweets. If you are not subscribed and you want to be a Sweet Sweet, all you have to do is hit that subscription button and you're in there, honey. You're in there. I typically do lifestyle vlogs. I am a caregiver for my mom who has Alzheimer's. My mom and I work together in the hair salon. I'm a retired hairstylist, and we work together, and she taught me everything I know about the world of beauty, honey. We love to see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, feel it. By it, I mean we love to, you know, hear good music. We love to feel nice linens and things like that. We, you know, nice fabrics and things, you know, like that. We love to see it. We love, you know, vacationing, scenery, nice clothes, all the things. We love to taste it. We want to go to nice restaurants and all the ambiance, everything that speaks to us aesthetically. We love it, love it, love it. Today we're going to talk about my makeup routine, my new makeup routine. Some things are new, some things will forever stay the same, but I have some new things that I've added to my routine, and I have some of you who have asked me for a makeup routine. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I just don't like the way it feels sitting on my face, so I try to use as less as possible. I do think, you know, for me anyway, it's necessary. It's, you know, I can get away with no makeup, but to enhance my features and to, you know, even my skin tone and all that kind of stuff, I do like to wear makeup. Just not a lot. Just not a lot. So I want to show you what I do put on my face on a regular basis when I'm going somewhere. Don't tend to wear makeup through the week, but if I'm going somewhere through the week, I will. And definitely on Sundays, I wear makeup every Sunday. So if you're interested in this look, keep watching and I'll show you what I did to achieve it. What I wanted to do is come on here and do my makeup. Normally when I'm doing my makeup, I don't talk to you guys, I don't talk you through it because I really only put on makeup on Sunday morning when I'm getting ready for church, and I'm normally rushing, so I just turn the camera on, do my makeup, and edit out all the stuff. But I had a few of you guys that have requested like a makeup routine video. I'm not a makeup artist, so I always stray away from doing that kind of stuff, but I do wear my makeup a specific way, and a few of you have requested, you know, me talking about that because I don't like a lot of makeup. Like everybody that I see online that does makeup, they wear way too much for me. And honestly, my routine will probably look like way too much makeup for you, but I don't put a lot of product on my face. I should say that. I do all the steps, but I don't put a lot of product on. Probably the most I wear is concealer, the way it's supposed to be applied. But foundation, I don't put a lot on, and yeah, I don't prefer a lot on my face. Now, I don't have a lot of blemishes and stuff to cover up. A few, I definitely have a few, but I don't have a lot that I have to cover, so my routine is very, very minimal. So if you are okay with a minimal routine, or if you like the way that I wear my makeup, you've seen it and you like it, keep watching this part because yeah, I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna talk to you about how I apply the products and you know, the benefit to me wearing it like that, why I choose to wear it like that. Okay, so after I do my daytime skincare, I like to make sure that I get the excess hair off my face, whether it be above my lip or whether it's under my brows. I like to make sure that the hair is off because the makeup tends to highlight it. Now I will say that I think brows are extremely important in your overall makeup look, so a clean brow definitely helps. I had my eyebrows microbladed probably about 3 years ago, and I'm still left with quite a bit of the pigment from that that blading. I think I did go back maybe 6 months afterwards to get them touched up, but yeah, so I still have quite a bit of that, so I don't know if I would do it again, but I'm not super mad at it. It's definitely lasted. I've definitely gotten my cost per wear out of it. My skin is all prepped, meaning I put my skincare products on, which is the Beverly True Cream Aqua Balm. That's what I normally wear during the day and under my makeup. So that's all done, washed and everything in the shower. I'm gonna go in with this chocolate brow pomade from Anastasia, Beverly Hills. I have just a, this is a Morphe brush. So it's just the brush with the spoolie on the end and an angled part on this end. Can we see that? And so I just dip into here, and I'm going to use my mirror, and like I said, my brows have been microbladed, so I have kind of a compass for, you know, where to start and stop. But if you don't, just follow kind of the natural progression of your brow. Or if you're like my mom, she comes from the school where they used to just shave off all the hairs and draw them on the way they wanted to draw them. Honey, like, don't get too heavy in the front of your brow because it can look so angry. Like, why are you mad? And it's just your brows are a little too intense. So my product is not really dark. It's chocolate, so it's in the brown family, which for me tends to work better. But yeah, just follow the natural progression of your brow, and remember not to make the product too intense. Brush the hairs up. If you need to use product on your brows, my brows naturally are very wild and contrary. They don't cooperate at all. I have brows like my dad. They grow all down my eyeball. Just all of that. I don't know how my mom's brows grow, because like I said, ever since I've been in the world, she would just cut them off real, you know, skinny and draw the rest on. But now, like, she doesn't have brows now, so I don't think she had thick brows. But anyway, just kind of make sure your brows, they kind of frame your face. So make sure your brows are intentional. I don't like a lot of product in my brows. I don't, but I have this brow pomade. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills as well. And sometimes I just take it because it's a gel. It's like I'm gonna use wax. I'm not gonna use this one. I bought the wax and I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna use the wax. And this is by Benefit. I don't want to use the pomade because it's a little bit wet to me. It goes on wet. So this wax, let's see what it does today. This brow does better, but this is my struggle brow. This one doesn't typically want to cooperate. Okay, so I'll do that there. Okay, so just off the rip, I like the wax better than I do the gel. Just because, like I said, it's more dry. And I'm just gonna take the back of my, I have this right here, I'm gonna take the back of my razor, but anything flat, that will just lay those hairs down in the direction that you just brushed them. Okay, and so then the only thing that I'm gonna do, gonna attempt to do is I'm gonna use a liquid liner. This one is a brow pen from Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and I'm just gonna take this and kind of draw a few strokes if I can. I'm not sure if this is the right product, but you just want something that's gonna be very precise. And I'm really just making like hair-like strokes, a couple dots, just to make it look like hair, right? Nothing dramatic and not too heavy and not too thick. Okay, so while that kind of dries just a little bit, I just want to explain to you guys what I did. I just kind of did hair strokes in there just to kind of give, my brows towards the front don't have those cute little hairs that people have, and I don't even think I really had that look when I first got microbladed, but I want this to dry down a little bit because right now it looks drawn on, and so I kind of just want to take my spoolie and soften that up a little bit. I don't want it to go away, but I do want it a little softer. So the product is not completely dry, but it is dried down. That's that on that, and then I'm gonna clean the brow up and show you guys what that looks like after. So I just like took my fingers and, you know, kind of cleaned off the excess from the same brush that I used to put the brow pomade, dip that chocolate in, and so I'm just gonna take this, put a little bit here, or you could put some on the back of your hand, either way, and clean up your brow. I can't talk to you guys while I do this, so. But I do start in the middle. I don't put a whole lot of product towards the front. I start in the middle of the brow. And just outline under the brow. If you notice, I didn't dip into the product anymore, just so it'll give me less to have to blend out. But I'm gonna go in and do the other eye while this kind of dries down a little bit, gets a little tacky or not so creamy, so it doesn't move. That's what when you work with concealer, you don't want it moving around. So now, I literally didn't put enough product on this time, so let me add a little bit more. When you add, you want to make sure that you're not start in the middle again, just because the middle of the brow can take more product than if you have it at the front. Plus it's in the middle, so you can spread it to the front or to the back. Okay, I might have made that one too skinny, but it's okay. I'm not that anal about my brows. I'm really not. Certainly not. So then I'm just gonna take my sponge and kind of, it has a point on it to where it won't interfere, it won't go where I don't want it to go, which is up into the brow. So you can use a brush, you can use a sponge, however you choose to approach it is good. Okay, and I don't always do my brows, so if this is something that seems a little bit too intense for you, by all means you can skip it. You know, you don't have to do, or just do a portion of it, but make sure that your brows are at least maintained. You know what I'm saying? Go, when you get your nails done, I'm sure there's somebody in there that does brows, so let them wax your brow, or if you're not into waxing, maybe get them threaded or something. Even if you get the razor, that old school you know, way that my mom used to just do hers with a razor. But either way, you just want to make sure that your brows are maintained because they're important. Okay, so brows done. Now, like I said, I'm not a makeup artist, but I do know how to do my makeup the way I like it. You know, somebody told me that on here one time, they were like, well, I'll give you an A for effort. I'm like, oh yeah, definitely an A for the way I like it. It may not be for you, but it's definitely for me. So this step, I'm putting this, and this placement matters, right? So I like to make this kind of a triangle here and go in a little bit. Concealer is more of a thick product, so the under eye, I may dip my brush a few times, but you don't want to like in the other areas of your face. This is good under eye, but in the other areas, wherever you choose to use concealer, like I like to put it here. Not all across my eyelid, but in the middle I do like to have concealer. And to me, this is the best concealer, this Hourglass. I'll put on the screen the official title of it, but this is the best. Mine is in the color Velvet. This is the best for me. I used to use Makeup by Mario, and I'm applying this in the places that I feel I have hyperpigmentation, right? Some people do this. I don't normally do that step right there, so just stick to what I'm doing, what I do, right? And then we're gonna let this kind of get tacky before blending it out. We're gonna just let it sit for a minute. So ideally you can put this on and then do your brows, but I'm just gonna take my fan. Okay, so with the same sponge that I was using earlier, I'm gonna start at the bottom of my face and just kind of blend this out like so, like that. And when you're blending out either foundation or concealer, but in particular concealer, you don't want the product moving it around. Like, I placed it where I want it to sit. So if I'm you know, doing all this, then it's gonna go in that whole area where I blended. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna press this into the places that it sits so it's not moving around like this. I'm not going all over because I don't want it to be moving all over. And then I normally like to move my nose and just take, you know, I hate to see makeup sitting in the corner of people's nose like that. So I take that little pointed end and get in there. Now, because I put this on the thickest under my eyes, I'm just gonna continue to let that sit, and I'll go above my eye, and I will do a little spreading with this because I want it to go across my entire lid. On this eye, you can see I only applied it on the inner corner, but because I want it to come out a little bit, I'm moving the Beauty Blender around. Okay, so now I think my under eye is ready. Staying right in the middle, keeping it close in the middle of my face and not moving it around. I'll take the excess and put a little bit on the bridge of my nose. Just moving within that triangle. Now, because I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation right there, I'm just going in with this concealer just to cover that spot up. So if you were to have any other spots on your face, it'll be a good idea to do that at this point. Take the excess to the middle of my forehead. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the concealer. Make sure that it's pressed into your skin. You're not swiping, you know, you're not moving it around, you're not swiping it around, just press it into the skin, beat it into your skin. So now that I have my concealer sitting right in the center of my face where I want it, I'm going to take 1 pump of this Haus foundation in the shade 470. I love this foundation. Put this on the back of my hand. Oh, I got the wrong brush. And I'm just going to take a flat foundation brush like that and just kind of dip into it a little bit. I just don't like a lot of foundation, so I'm gonna stamp this and then I'll get the rest off. So that's just kind of like 3 dips into this foundation, and then I'm just gonna start, same thing, pushing it into my skin. Not swiping it, but pushing. Okay? That's gonna ensure that you get the maximum coverage, and it'll be even. It will apply evenly versus being more intense in some areas than others. You know? And you wanna go around your concealer with your foundation. Just to ensure that your application is even, right? Not having, you don't have to go back over top of the concealer, because you've already done that with the concealer. You've already covered up whatever you're trying to cover up with the concealer. This part, be careful, because you don't want makeup on your clothes and stuff, so don't, be sure not to add product when you're going under. And if you can, just skip that part altogether, but if it's gonna leave you looking patchy, then go ahead, go for it. So I just recently become a blush girl, but what you wanna do is, I have this Bellini by Danessa Myricks, and it's her products tend to be very pigmented. So I'm gonna just dip into this with this brush. You don't need a lot of product, but I like to put my blush on top of my cheekbone. Meaning, just like this. Now this is kind of a, Danessa has Yummy Skin products. They're blurring, they're balm, they're like powder, cream to powder kind of consistency to me. And so you want to put all your creams on before, I had some hair from this brush, before you start applying powder. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting a little color here. Oh man, I can see the hair. You want to put all your cream products on before you start with the powders, because the powder will set the creams into place. So go ahead and put the creams on first. And because this has that consistency, I just like to put it on. It's kind of a confusing consistency, you know? So I like to put it on before I actually start applying powder. And one more cream kind of product, which is another Danessa Myricks product I'm gonna use, is my blurring balm from Danessa Myricks. So this, some people use it as a foundation. I'm gonna use my wet sponge, and I'm just gonna dab into it, because it has a, like I said, it has a cream kind of texture, but it also blurs your pores. And So where the blush may have been intense, by me going over this with this blurring balm, and I typically just put it in my cheek area, and I'm lying. I kind of go over, I kind of go over my mouth, but it's very sheer. Do I have hair on my face again? It's sheer, but it definitely, it has color. I'm saying it's sheer. It has color, but it's more of a blurring product than it is a coverage type of situation. So you can go right over the blush, and that will diffuse it some and not make it as intense. And you can always go back in with more blush, but putting it under the product, under your, you know, your on with your wet products, and then covering it up with the powder products, kind of sets it into place to where it'll stay all day. All right, so now we're done with anything wet that's going to be on my face. So I'm going to go in with powder. I'm going to use my Easy Bake and Snatch press powder. And then I also have this Blend and Snatch puff. And I'm just going to take this, get enough powder on there to where this will just sit on top of my skin, right? Now this is in the color Blondie. And this brightens the under eye like crazy. I love it. You can definitely stay in this space with it, but sometimes it can be a little too bright for me. So I'll go over it with a loose powder. But I love this product. This little trick right here. And this application ensures that your makeup stays for the day, you know? You don't want to put makeup on and then it's gone by the time you get where you're going. Okay, so that's a good product. Easy Bake and Snatch from Huda Beauty. Now I'm gonna go in with my one size loose powder, and it has its own little puff in there, so you can use its puff or whatever you want to use, but I just, since it's in here, I just use this one and kind of lightly go over the under eye area and above the eye with the loose powder as well. Just to kind of correct that color under my eye and to further set it, you know, with the loose powder. I just find this way it lasts all day. And I do mean all day. Like, I can go to church and come home and my makeup is still doing what it's supposed to do, you know? I'm ready to wash it off. I'm like, oh, it still looks good. So I'm gonna go over my lip because I did apply concealer here. Anywhere you put your concealer, you want to set it with the powder. And that's just so that it doesn't move. And start to separate and things like that. I'm getting around my nose. Okay, concealer is set. We're good. Put a little bit of excess. We didn't go too hard with the concealer on the forehead, so we don't have to worry about that. Then I'm going to take a fluffy brush, like a really big brush. Then I'm going to take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the color Dark Deep, which is pretty much a sheer kind of powder as well. And I'll just go on with this really fluffy brush and just, you know, kind of set the rest of my face, like the foundation, where I put the foundation, I'm going to set that with this powder. So everything now is locked in. And again, not wiping but pushing. Always works best. So you guys can see the blush is, I can see it. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I can still see it, but it's not as intense. So I'll just go back in and touch that up just a little bit. Just a little bit, because I don't really want a heavy blush look today. Now let's go in with bronzer. I like to use this Fenty Beauty's Thick Mint, and I just get my brush. It's got this like egg shape to it. And I like to go into the hollows of my cheek and just above with the bronzer. So just in the hollow here, and I push it up versus down. I just kind of push up like that. And right along my hairline. And you can also take it down and define your jawline, depending on your preference. I'm not big on eyeshadow, so I'm just going to use the same bronzer and a fluffy brush and go above my eye. I like to hold my when I'm trying to do something lightly and, you know, blend it well, I use the end of the brush versus you put more pressure when you hold it closer. So I use the end of the brush. Make sure that the product is, you know, on there. And I just do this to warm, this step just warms up this area so that my face is not looking so flat, you know, because all the powder and stuff can make you look kind of flat. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And again, you want to find that part of your eye that kind of dips in onto the outer corner of your eye. You know, kind of touch up that, get the cast from the concealer that we put under the eyebrow. You want to kind of soften that up a little bit to where it's not so intense. And then I take the same product and I kind of deepen this area just to kind of give a shadow of something right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So up to the eyebrow. And you could do a deeper color, you could do the same color. to me, that doesn't really matter. But you definitely want to do something up there to kind of take away that flat look. If you've been around here a while, you know I believe in a brown liner. I don't necessarily go for the intense eye, maybe for a very specific look, but mostly I get down with brown. I remember Get Down Brown from Wet n Wild. That was a lipstick color. Now this is the shade The Perfect Brown from Makeup by Mario, and their pencils have a smudging brush on the opposite end. So just take this, smudge it out. You can even add a little like brown eyeshadow to just kind of intensify it a little bit. But by it being brown, it's not gonna be overpowering and close your eyes up, you know. As we get older, we need these eyes to look as open as possible. Awake me, honey, awake me. The brown shadow I'm using to intensify came in this stack, or it's like a stack of maybe 5 eyeshadows. This is from Melt Cosmetics. So I'm going to take something that's kind of like a pencil brush. I would normally use a pencil brush, but I don't see it at the moment, so I'm just going to dip into here and just kind of set that, not wiping, but once I get the product on, then I can kind of blend it or smudge it or a little bit, you know. But first, because the eyeliner is kind of like a cream, so it has that same rule to set it so it doesn't move. Okay. Okay, now for lashes. Everybody talks about how difficult lashes are. I'm putting these on. These are from Lily Lashes. These are the self-adhesive ones in the style Moneymaker. So this claims no glue needed. Mostly I concur. The first and second time, maybe the third time, this is the third time I'm going to be wearing them. Yeah, so this is like the third wear, and you're supposed to get 5 wears out of these lashes, the self-adhesive lashes, but no. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm just going to take this glue. It's a liquid glue, and I like to get as close to my lash line as possible. Some people make a line up there. You can do that, or you can just do what I'm doing and just get some glue up there. Okay. So I have glue up there. I did get some in my lashes, but it's okay. I'm not gonna trip, it'll come out. All right, so we're gonna let this sit and get a little tacky. I can actually just use my fan. I want this to dry down. When I say get tacky, I want it to dry down some. Not all the way, but just some so that when I kiss the lash to my skin, it stays, right? You don't need a lot of glue to make the lash stay. So I'm gonna start on this my left lash, and I like to use tweezers. Some people can use their fingers, but I can see better where the lash is going when I use tweezers. So like I said, I just take the lash. I didn't put any glue on the actual lash band. I find that when I do that, it lifts. But when I do it this way, it does not lift. Let me see, I can see better. And you just want to make sure that it's touching. I'll lay it down on the center. When I lay it down on the center, now I may not have gotten enough glue on that inner corner, but I'm gonna see before I add more. But then I just touch the band with my finger, like push it into my skin all the way across the band, and we're secure. Okay, let's go to the next lash. Okay, so again, I'm gonna set this down in the middle. Let me get closer. I'll set this down in the middle. Then on the ends. And I'm just trying to make sure that the last band is touching my skin. Squeeze them together. Okay, now it's on. When I was putting it on, I realized I really should have put some mascara on my lashes because my lashes looked a little dusty from me putting powder and stuff on them, or above my eye. Some fell into my lashes. So you can put, I got that from Wendy Williams. Yeah, so I probably should have gone in with this hella thick mascara from Fenty Beauty before actually applying my lashes. But right now I'm gonna just take this excess off of here and do my lower lashes. Actually, no, I'm not. Let me wait. Let me put my setting spray on first, which is this Airbrush Flawless Finishing Skin, Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And I'm going to put this on in order to melt everything together. So the powders, the creams, all the things that I set on my face, I'm just gonna spray. Douse yourself real good with that. Don't touch it, just let it. You can actually walk around and do something different if you want to, but don't touch it. Just, you know, let it all melt together, let it dry down. In my opinion, this setting spray doesn't leave you dewy, but it also doesn't leave you dry and cakey looking. So to me, this looks the most like my skin looks. Now I'm kind of thirsty to try this Root For Me lip liner by MAC. It's a new color, and so I wanted to try it. And since I don't really have anywhere to go today, anything to do, I thought I'd try it today. I like the texture of this because it's not too creamy to where I feel like it's gonna come off. Sorry guys, the gardeners are outside. Okay, so this liner is a little bit more red than Chestnut, but not as red as Vino. So they were ranting and raving about it, so I thought I'd try it. But you know, I feel like my liners, I typically just use Vino or I use Chestnut. And trying to see if I would buy this one again. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I thought it was going to be a little bit more brown, you know, than red. This is more red to me. Now I'm going to try one of my new MAC colors that I got from when I went to the mall the other day. This is Carnivore. And it's a liquid lipstick. Kind of reminds me of Wicked Wine from Fenty. Okay, now I'm gonna go over this lip because it is a little dry. Just sitting on my lips, it feels dry. So I'm gonna go over this with one of the satin finish lipsticks. What is this? This is a satin, yeah, satin lipstick, and this is in the color of Guessing Games, which is a little bit more Bordeaux, but let's see what it does. Okay, that feels better. That feels much better. I do like the color of the Carnivore. It's not as burgundy, but I like the finish of this. So I think I'm gonna see if they have a lipstick, like a satin finish lipstick in that Carnivore color or something close, because I like the consistency of them together. It feels good. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's comment, let's talk. Let's talk in the comment section, you know? I love to chat with you guys. So let me know what you think, what you might want to wear, what you think is too much. If you want to know maybe how you can scale what I've done, even, you know, as minimal, the minimal amount of makeup that I put on. If you want to know how you can scale that back, we could talk about that. Or if you want to know how to step up something that you're doing. So I'm going to link everything, like I said, down in the description box, and you can, you know, we can talk about colors and things like that. If you're not my complexion, or if I can help you in that area, I will. I'll be glad to help you. So if you're interested in the products that I have, look down in the description box. and we'll get you going. All right, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know what products you have or that you might want to get, and let's chat it up in the comment section. All right.